So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, then Srinivas, if you can just add your experience and the journey that had started with NID.
Okay, my name is Shriniwas Waje. I'm from Nasik, Maharashtra. I'm in foundation year right now, first year. So basically, I was repeating this year. So it was my second attempt. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, then Riya.
I'm Riya Verma from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, and I joined BRDS online from Ahmedabad branch only, and I was preparing with my school going on. So yeah, I used to manage.
Okay, so now one common question for everyone, like regarding academic progress at NID, how was your experience been so far in terms of the studies exactly into NID? Like, I'll start with Srinivas.
It is fun learning here with all skillful students. Like everyone has a separate talent in specific any term like sketching or any photography. But yeah, it's fun learning here. Sometimes it gets hectic schedules are packed full day. But yeah, it's fun.
Okay, then Riya.
Yeah, it has been great. A little hectic though, of course, because we have loads of assignments. But yeah, it has been great. It's like we get to learn more from our peers than the faculty, I'd say. And you get to know what you're good at and what you need to learn. A lot of revelations.
Okay, then Shiva.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, like hectic, competitive, and fun.
Okay, now we're moving towards the next question, especially the question is for Shiva. Like, what drew you to the field of design? Can you just describe the journey that led you to decide on pursuing design? Were your parents familiar with the field of design?
In my case, my parents weren't too familiar with it. Like, हमारे यहाँ पे people were like not that aware because I come from a city where like design is not in the popular culture, I would say. So I was initially like super focused on the engineering side of things, and I always like was making some creative. I was always chasing some creative pursuit throughout my school years. Like I was drawing or either maybe making some stuff, mostly craft or like origami and things like that. But I wasn't aware, okay, this is also a field that I could like look into. So I was quite unaware of it until very recently, like 1.5 years back.
Okay. So guys, if you can just share your examination experience of NID first. Like Riya, how was the experience? Like how would you elaborate your experience like attempting the NID entrance, both the sessions?
Okay, initially I was really anxious because you have to manage a lot of things at once. You have to work on the time management, you have to work on covering all of the topics, but it just goes by honestly. And when you're giving the exam, you're so much into it, us samay pata nahi chalta. And it was nice. It was a little hectic. And first exam, when you give the first exam, you feel like you don't really know how it went because it's very subjective. And it depends. बहुत बार this happens कि your first exam didn't go that well, but in the second you do so good that the rank differs then.
Okay, then Srinivas, if you want to add. Like how was your experience
I was a bit nervous because it was my second attempt. But at the same time, I know how the environment there in the exam center, so I was bit chill about the paper, the format, and all things. So yeah, just I was thinking about time management and all. बाकी time management के अलावा तो चिंता
ठीक है. So Shiva, if you want to add before going further with the next question.
Yeah, paper. I was very much unaware कि क्या आने वाला है paper में, but I think the mock test वगैरह जो situation होती है that helped me a lot in BRDS, and it went well, I would say. Now that I look back, initially I was very skeptical. It was very hectic and I left a certain amount of things, questions I would say. But all in all, when I look back at it, nah, it was good.
Okay. So the next question is for Srinivas. Like, which are the crucial factors for the entrance preparations? In your opinion, what were the three most vital factors in preparing the design entrance?
First thing is like you have to practice daily. Practice daily in every like perspective, sketching, human anatomy. I used to practice daily from. I didn't practice that much compared to second attempt in first attempt. So, but in second attempt, I used to practice daily sketching like random things, object proportion. So I think first, if you get the idea about the proportion of objects and human anatomy, then it's easy to carry forward things, and it will be useful in your that part.
Okay, good. Now the next question is for Riya, especially Riya, if you can just share your insights on GAT and DAT papers. If you could just share your insights for general aptitude and design aptitude, which two subjects did you find more appearing?
For me, definitely the DAT part was more strong because GAT is very unpredictable. It's like you cannot decide what to study exactly because it's so wide. There are basic GK questions, there are logical reasoning questions. I would suggest that reasoning is quite basic, so you keep doing that every day a little bit, and it's also fun. And for GK, you just go with current affairs and stuff because it's very unpredictable. क्या क्या cover करोगे एक बारे में. So DAT portion was something I worked more on, and GAT was something मैं रोज थोड़ा थोड़ा करती थी. So that.
Okay. Also, just wanted to add before heading towards the next question, students, like both the parts are important, drawing aptitude and general ability. So we have to focus
Definitely.
equally. It is like 50-50 into both the areas. We have to add and we have to work on it. So the next question is for Shiva. Like, how would you manage GAT preparations? Many students get nervous about preparing GAT questions. There's a lot of different topics covered. How did you go through the preparation in those sections?
Oh, for GAT, I mainly focused on the study material that was given and the news apps, like the short news apps that which are there. A lot of apps like Beetroot from BRDS and other apps which are available on the App Store. I used to like scroll them regularly. They are like just like reels, but it's news. So it's like fun to scroll through them, and you also like become aware of everything that is going on.
Okay. So like technically you were just following the steps, right?
Yes.
So also the next question is for all the three of us who are here. You can just share your BRDS experience. So starting with Srinivas, how was your experience and how did
BRDS,
the
yeah,
like
Anand sir was my sir in BRDS nursing. So they were really helpful from start. They guided me through the whole process. I used to get many problems in between due to some things, some reasons. So they helped me a lot throughout the process whole year. And yeah, they helped.
okay. So then Shiva, like how was your experience throughout the preparations at BRDS? You can just share it in like with your words.
My experience was super cool. Okay, first of all, I'm really a very big fan of mock test. The amount of mock tests there were, I think they prepared me the most because I never missed a mock test. I think I was there for all the mock tests, like the offline mock tests. So it's a very realistic scenario in which you have to like time bound yourself and complete all these questions in the given amount of time with the given amount of materials. So that was like the integral part in the development. And other than that, the faculties are amazing and they are available for a very extended period of time. So even if you are like sitting there after classes, most of the faculties used to be there so that I can inquire like certain questions and any doubts that I have about regarding some things. Because for me, drawing was pretty new, because I just used to like doodle and shit before that. So I got to like know a lot more about drawing after the classes used to end. So it was really good.
Okay. So Riya.
For me, it was a little different because I was an online student. So we got like mostly 15 to 20 minutes in the end of the class where we used to discuss our doubts. So I used to work on my own. I used to practice. I used to work on whatever they told us in the class. And then I used to wait for those 15 minutes where I can simply go and be like, oh, I did this, I did that. And even after that, it was amazing. I always used to get something out of those 15 or 20 minutes. And yeah, all over it was amazing. And even online, we had mock tests and all going on. So every Friday, we used to have mock exams, mock tests going on. And we got this particular time, KO, you have to submit. And I used to put a timer for 3 hours and did that mock test on my own. So it was nice.
Okay. And about your feedback or your experience with the BRDS material, how did the BRDS material help you? Like Shiva, it is for you. Like how beneficial were the study materials provided by from BRDS?
I would say it's really beneficial, because it's like halwa. Like you have everything that you are supposed to study in front of you, and you can just like open the book and start doing all the questions, and it's really helpful that way. If I understand that the material is like very vast, because there are like this many books to complete, but even through like going through all those, I genuinely did complete like a good 4/5 of them. I completed like up till the end, even in the short amount of time that I had, and I really enjoyed the process. And it's like it's just there. You can totally just, you don't even have to look into the internet to find questions, which I was doing before joining BRDS. So it's like it makes your job a lot more easier. So thumbs up.
Okay. Then Srinivas, if you want to add before heading towards the next
Yes,
question. Yeah.
study material had me like I used to practice. I like Shiva said, I also build like half, not all. I will say half of them I finished. You will get to know the benefits of it in your exam. Like when you will get the flashback of you have done that thing. Because you will मतलब आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि हाँ ये पहले मेरे आपके सामने से गया है या फिर ऐसे टाइप का कुछ है. तो आई गेस उसमें सब कुछ लाइक नॉट नेसेसरी बट एनआईडी के जिस एग्जाम में जो आता है वैसा वही फॉर्मेट वैसा तो तुमको आइडिया आ जाएगी कि वो अगर तुमने कंप्लीट किया तो आई गेस तुमको आइडिया आ जाएगी और तुमको इजी पड़ेगा एग्जाम में और हेल्पफुल भी होगा.
Okay. So especially now we will be heading towards the next question for Riya, like significance of sketching and design understanding. How critical do you consider sketching and solid grasp of design concepts in the field of design?
Sketching is definitely the root of everything. Like you begin with sketching, you begin with the basics. So sketching was something I used to do every day for when the preparation was going on. Even now we are suggested to sketch every day. So sketching is the most important. Yes.
I guess live sketches would be more helpful, right? Rather than tracing it from some references, right?
Definitely. Like one thing everyone should start doing when they are preparing for design is that stop copying. Just draw whatever comes to you or draw whatever is in front of you, and you will understand things better.
Okay. So Shiva, if you want to add into this question.
Okay, before joining BRDS, when I came aware of the whole exam situation, I was like, okay, I'm gonna draw every day today. So, and I opened YouTube and I found this first video, which was a very high render sketch of an eye. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna render this eye up to the utmost perfection. And which I think, I mean, it will add to your skill, but it's not the best way to go about it. Live sketching is the gist of it. Once you should like first practice all the perspectives, how to draw things without the rendering part, and then move to the rendering in later steps, which is like essential part in like I think cracking the exam, I would say.
Okay, Now, on to the next question for Srinivas. Like preparing the design aptitude part, how did you approach and prepare the design aptitude concepts, strategies, according to you?
I divided time in a specific section like story, poster making, and I did posters and all in first. First, I did the posters, and then I did work like any boxes we have to draw, any frame that I did in the last because it took me less time compared to the posters and ideation of posters. So I guess my strategy was to first complete the main question, which took more time for ideation. So yeah, story and posters.
Okay.
Like
Now,
divide your time to divide your time.
it's about time
depending-
management also. How are you managing the questions according to the marks, what they are asking? Just keep a note, students. Like marks will play a vital role. Like how many numbers the question is for. So you have to manage the time accordingly. Now, the next question is for Riya. Like it is about the role of regular practice. If you can just share according to you. Like
Okay,
if you
so
can just,
as I had my school also going on, so I had a lot of things to manage at the same time. So every day I used to do whatever we were told in the class. We had different topics going on, and then we used to get different sort of homework as well. So I think 8 points like that was enough, and then extra sketching, of course, and GAT. So every day you do that, it'll be fine.
okay, Srinivas, if you want to add the role of regular practice.
Yes, your hands will get used to the straight line, the neatness will increase if you do practice every day. Yeah, it will be beneficial for your future.
Okay, Shiva.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to add, like,
The role of like regular practice. Oh, it's super important.
yes.
Do it. It's,
Okay,
yeah.
it will all, of course, improve your hand-eye coordination, which will be helpful. Now, especially the question is for Riya, like how did you balance your board exams and the NID preparations? Because yes, of course, you were also having your intermediates parallelly going on. So how did you manage?
Okay, so I used to give not exactly equal time, but yeah, most of the time to my entrance preparation, and then I guess 40% of the time to school as well. And because all of our entrances were done before the board started, so I got ample of time to prepare for the boards as well. I got a month, like my board exams ended a month before, sorry, my entrances ended a month before my board exams. So I got ample of time to prepare for the boards as well. And at times it did become quite hectic to manage both the things together because you have your school going on, you have school activities going on as well, and then you have to do your homework for this as well. So time management was everything. Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question is for Srinivas, like pitfalls to avoid into DAT prelims. Could you just share some insights on what students should avoid practically into the DAT prelims exam?
Don't look at others' work first. You will get panic, nervous, and you will like जो आपको करना है वो भी आप नहीं करोगे अगर आप दूसरों का देखोगे तो just focus on your ideation, focus on your paper, and ऐसा नहीं सोचने का है कि मैं जो कर रहा हूँ वो बेसिक है, क्रिएटिव नहीं है, बाकी सब क्रिएटिव कर जो वो आ रहा है वो कर, like everyone is creative in its their own.
Okay. Then Shiva, if you want to add, like how to avoid the pitfalls.
I would say, yeah, whatever Srinivas said about how to approach it, I think that's a pretty fair way to go about it. Just focus on your own learning rather than be intimidated by your peers, which used to happen to me a lot though. But now that I look back, yeah, it helped me a lot because I was just like rather than being like envy of the people who are doing great, you should take inspiration or maybe approach them. Okay, how you're doing it? Okay, teach me. So that's a good way.
Riya, before heading towards the next question, if you want to add into the same question.
Yeah, totally. One thing for sure, do not compare yourself. Try to learn from your peers. Like if you're going offline, even if you're online, try to look at everyone's work, I would say. And during the exam, just one thing again, just time management is the key. And just try to do every single question, even if it is not, मतलब अगर तुम्हें लगता है एकदम finishing से नहीं भी हुआ है, try to do everything, do not leave anything. So yeah.
Okay. So now the next question is for Shiva. If you can just share your DAT mains experience.
Oh, okay.
The
It
second
has
round.
been the second round, the studio test.
Yes.
Oh, acha. The studio test was like pretty, as compared to my prelims, it was more like on the lines with what I do. So it was a very nice experience for me. In terms of questions, they were challenging. They were like functionality based, and it was kind of uh, a very different way for me to approach a paper because I haven't given any sort of similar paper in the past. So I was intimidated initially also by the people who were like sitting beside me. I was like, okay, well, everyone is doing way too good. I was sitting in this exact studio, by the way, the exhibition design studio in my exams, and I'm here right now. I was like, I remember I was like having my fingers crossed. I wish I would make it to this place, and I'm literally here in the studio.
Okay.
So that's a fun part. But yeah, overall, it was nice. It was a
Okay.
good exam.
If Riya, if you can add your experience.
For mains, okay.
Yes.
So for mains, something unexpected happened for our batch. So we were totally preparing for functionality based questions, and then we got something related to paper. So anything can happen basically. And yeah, for mains, I went to BRDS offline because my school was done and I had the option to go offline to a different city. So mains was definitely better for me because it had more concept-based questions rather than skill-based questions. So yeah.
Okay. Srinivas.
Same like Riya said, it was more chill than the prelims part for me. I was not nervous. Uh, I was so free in my mind. Like I did what came in front of me. So yeah, it was chill.
Okay. Now the next is like communication and design. Highlight the significance of effective communication, especially during the interview stages. Shiva.
For us,
Like,
we never
yes.
had the interview in our exam curriculum.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't even like preparing for it because I was like pretty much aware that it's not going to happen because of the COVID situation. I think for them also it never happened, right? The interview was like,
Like Srinivas. How was your communication during the
No,
interviews?
I guess no. We also. I guess first I think वो लगा था कि interview होगा, but then they inform us that there is no interview this year. But still, we were taking a chances that there will be a group discussion at studio test round. So we used to practice in BRDS of group discussion and storytelling and all. So, but yeah, we never had an
Okay. In nutshell, like we have to also be prepared. Like during the examinations, they can ask us anything. So it is also one of the vital areas where we have to focus with. So now the next question is for Srinivas, like portfolios. Many students express concerns about portfolio preparations. Can you just describe your approach to create? How was your approach?
I guess there was also no portfolio, but I made one portfolio for in previous year. So I guess just add the work you did, like any type of any sort of. Don't think like no, this is too basic and I can't add this in portfolio. Like be open-minded, add your work, and learn to express that work. Yeah, that's it. But I never made portfolios. Yeah.
Okay. So Shiva, like regarding portfolio sessions, like how would you rate and how did you
Uh,
follow?
I actually did make my portfolio for but it was not absolutely like I was not focusing on the portfolio part much, but whatever I have done till the whole preparation part, I actually just clicked some pictures of it and compiled them into a document if in case it happens. For us, it didn't happen though. But I think that's the best way to go about it. One of my peers during the BRDS coursework, I realized that what she was doing, whatever she was doing, she was like uh, adding a conceptual note beneath it and adding one page to her portfolio like day by day. So I learned from her and I was like, okay, this is a good way to approach it because she was like building her portfolio while practicing for the exam. And it's a great way to build it, I think. So yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. Riya?
I would say ki for the portfolios, explore as much as you can because sometimes you go with one thing which is your comfort zone. Ki, oh, I like charcoal sketches, I'll do more of them. Don't do that. Try to explore materials, try to explore different things which you can do. And whatever you're doing, just document them well. And in the end of the day, you'll have your
Okay. So now the common question for everyone, like besides NID, we did applied into the design, other design colleges also. We did prepare for the other entrance examinations, right? So how did you approach with, like Srinivas?
I applied for only one private college. The approach was same like NID. Like the mindset was same seriousness, same everything. But nervous thoda कम था उस time, बाकी same like NID.
Okay. Then Riya?
Okay, so are we also covering UCEED and NIFT or just talking about private exams, private ones?
Yes.
Okay, I also gave UCEED and NIFT. So majorly I was preparing for NID and NIFT. So un dono ki preparation was kind of similar, although you have to focus a little more on GAT when you're focusing on NIFT. And UCEED was a little technical for me. So what I did for it was looked for more logical reasoning and maths related books and also did previous year's questions as much as I can. After that, yeah, majorly I did previous year questions for all the entrances. And when it comes to private exams, they were kind of similar. So I didn't have to approach anything different.
Okay. And then Shiva, apart from NID, you did appeared into the another entrances?
Yeah, I applied for NIFT actually. And yeah, the approach was kind of the same, but as Ria said, it was more focused on the GRT part as compared to NID. So I was more into the GAT part while like appearing for the exams. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. The next question, especially it is for three of them, like key consideration on the examination day. Like what are the crucial things that students should keep in mind on the exam day? So we'll be starting with Riya. Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this, but on the examination day, chill karo.
Okay.
Literally. Still on the examination day, forget about what is going to happen, kya hoga and all. If you're relaxed, you'll get the best ideas and just try to be focused when you're doing the exam. Try to focus on your work. And before, like just one day before the exam or on the day of the exam, don't try to be like, oh, I should practice this, I should practice that. All you can do is maybe just live sketch, have fun. Don't take stress.
Okay. Then Srinivas.
Same like Riya said, stay chill, stop preparing from the day before the exam. Don't do what you like, listen to music and chill. Don't think about the exam. Yeah, don't take it like an exam.
Okay. Shiva.
Well, I honestly wanted to be like the both of them, but I was like preparing up to the last second. because I was like kind of stressed out. But the thing is, I really enjoyed all the like preparing for the aptitude questions and really making stuff. So it was like fun for me all the time. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm preparing, this is hectic. So it wasn't happening in that direction. So I think do what you feel like and what makes you stay calm. Staying calm is important, because I think the best creative output is when you are in your best mood and not like super stressed. But I'm not sure about the stopping preparing before like day one. I was just drawing up till the last moment almost. So
Okay. So one last message for all design aspirants that we have here. Guru mantra from your and all three of us. So I'll start with Shiva. Guru mantra.
live sketch, keep live sketching, don't stop live sketching and making stuff. The papers, previous year papers, do all of them, as many of them you can find. Go for all the mock tests. They are super important. Don't miss the mock test classes, even if you're not going for classes, which I not recommend by the way. But don't miss the mock test from the classes, because it will really tell you where you are right now, also how other people are approaching it, what they are doing to better manage time. um, yeah, got it. Live sketching and mock test.
Okay. Riya.
I would say try to talk to as much as people as you can. Try to talk to your faculty and try to enjoy it. Don't try to take it as your work, because this is a field you're going in because you really want to. So tell yourself that you don't have to stress about it all the time, because then it gets counterproductive and you're not able to do a lot of work. So chill around, have fun, prepare while having fun, and try to learn from others.
Okay. Then Shriniwas. Like your
Same
guru
goes.
mantra.
Sketch every day, maintain sketchbook, sketch random object, random things, observe the outside world, and yeah, attend mock tests like Shiva said. Like if you not attend the mock test, take papers from your faculty afterward. But solve every paper BRDS gives, so that you will get the idea about the main exam. And yeah, sketch every day. That's the main. Practice
Okay.
every day.
Okay. So now student toppers, we have questions from the students, that those who have joined the stream. So like the question is for Shiva. Can you just ask about what portfolios and what we need to prepare for round 2? That is the second stage.
I would say in terms of what, like portfolio preparation for round two.
Portfolio, especially portfolio he is asking for.
Talking to my seniors, which had a portfolio round, they had a very rigorous portfolio round. The way they have made their portfolio is like also interesting. It reflects what your personality is. So that I found was really interesting. Rather than having 200 variations of certain different art forms and a lot of Pinterest and stuff, do what you feel like what how you go about things. The portfolio should be yours and only yours. Like it should be very obvious that you have created this and it's your portfolio. It has should have a lot of personality to it. So that's what I saw in their portfolios. So it was pretty interesting.
Okay. The next question is for Riya. Like how many hours, like averagely, how many number of hours one should practice before examinations?
How many number of hours exactly?
Yes.
Okay, so
Like how did you practice? Yes.
after my online class and or whatever, if you have offline classes, I used to practice for about, I think, 1 or 2 hours, not more than that, because then it would be like burdening myself with a lot of work. So I used to do the questions which they gave us, and then I used to sketch live sketching or sketching whatever I really want to, working on my portfolio. That also helps. So yeah. And then I also had
Okay.
a set of time for my GAT. From this time to this time, I'll focus on GAT, and rest of the time I'll keep sketching, and that helps.
Okay. Like during the examination, the question is for Srinivas. Like, how did you manage to solve the DAT and GAT portion? Like, how did you manage the time?
Go the order wise. like don't do like first I will do that and then don't do like that. First solve that. If you don't know any question or leave it, but yeah, attempt full question, attempt full paper. Don't leave any question. And like I said, first do in that part, first do that question which takes a lot of time in ideation. So first do it and then do the phrase part or any story making anything and write a thing. Write as much as you can about your what you have drawn or what you have shown. So yeah.
Okay. The next question is for Shiva. Like, especially, should we focus on to the entrance that we are targeting, or we should on go with multiple options as an entrances if we want to appear? Like, we should keep our priority, or we should also appear the another entrances. How would you suggest?
I think it largely depends on the person who is applying for the paper, that what are their targets for the examinations. For me, I worked a lot harder for the NID paper as compared to the NIFT paper, which was pretty evident in the results also. So, but still, like, you should have a general idea of what is going to happen in other papers and prepare for them at least like 1 week before the exam is going to happen. But for in general, if you have one particular exam in mind, one particular entrance exam in mind, just prepare for that like more, I would say. That worked for me.
Okay. Okay. Like, the next one is for Riya. Perspective drawing. Is it important? Right. Like, we have the question from Shreya.
Of course, it's very important. So for me, perspective was something I was not very great at. But yeah, there was this time that I got really seriously, oh shit, perspective is very, very important. And then I used to practice perspective every day. I guess from October or November to whenever our exam was, every day I used to make at least one perspective sketch and I used to cover up all the perspectives. So yeah.
Okay, I have one common question from Athar to everyone. Like, what myths you have believed until you gave the entrance and got to know they are false? Like, this is something interesting, right? That the question we have from Athar. What myths did you believed until you gave the entrance and got to know they are false? Like, Shiva.
I was a very thorough believer that the exam is insanely unpredictable and you can never predict it. But it has a general construct behind the entire exam. So it's not extremely unpredictable. You can kind of see okay, what's going to happen. If you like approach it creatively, it's not like anything can come up. If you are preparing for all the previous year question paper, you will eventually like figure out okay, this is how the general paper have been. The general process is this. So you can work through that so that anything the new paper will like challenge all the challenges, yeah, you will be ready to face, let's say. So yeah, that was kind of a myth.
Okay, Srinivas. Like, what myths did you face before appearing the entrances?
Same like Shiva. Like I used to think like anything can come in paper. Like how should I prepare? And I was panicked in my first attempt, but yeah, after you see the paper, it's pretty obvious and pretty like you have seen it, you have practiced it first. So same. It's not that much unexpected. The type format is same, like posters and perspectives.
Okay, Riya, because you were attending online, right? So,
Yeah.
what were the myths that you faced?
Similar only because everyone made it very scary कि वो कुछ भी आ सकता है, it's very unpredictable, कुछ भी हो जाएगा. And I was really scared before prelims. But when you do the mock exams, when you do the previous year's questions, you get to know what the exact structure of the paper is and how you will be managing with the time and all. So we were told to manage the time according to the marks, and I had this in my mind that okay, I'll give this much time to this question and all. But in our exam, what happened in the DAT portion, we had 4 questions and all of them were 15 marks. So I got stuck. Oh no, how do I manage the time now? But at that moment, you have to figure out that what you are good at and what you're not very good at. So you give more time to the things you think you need to work more on. So, yeah.
Okay. The next question is for Srinivas. Like, how did you manage to go through the current affairs part? Which areas did you
Uh,
find?
like I studied CAD part whole on internet. I didn't read books, but I will suggest read books. Don't just depend on internet. But yeah, I used to divide topics and search on internet. First search topic, and the first three websites I used to explore all, like full websites, and uh, I used to do make notes. Yeah.
Okay. Then the next question is for Shiva. Are quantitative maths questions very prominent in the exam?
When I gave the exam, there were not a lot of math questions. I prepared for it a lot and I really like math, but it was not many math questions were there. It was mostly like general aptitude only. So yeah, I don't think so. At that time it happened, but it could happen again. So you should like prepare for it nonetheless, I would say.
Okay. Like if Srinivas, if you want to add.
Um, yeah, like Shiva said, like at my time there was only one question, I guess. But yeah, they can add up. They can add more questions, and they can just but it's everyone should like in other exam entrance. It's beneficial to do maths. So just ऐसा लेके चलो कि हाँ इधर भी होगा वो.
Okay. Riya, before concluding.
For NID, math wasn't really a very big of a focus for me, honestly. And maths was also something I am not very good at. I was scared of maths. So, yeah, I used to focus more on reasoning and GK and used to do things I know that I can actually, be good at. So, but you should still focus on maths. I'm not saying you should not focus on math. You should equally give time to it as well, because again, it is sort of unpredictable. You might get quantitative questions as well.
Okay. So like, I guess all the doubts of us are sorted and clear, right? So students, like we are about to conclude this session. So one final round for all the three toppers. Students, एक karke, if you want to add your areas or जो आप कहना चाहते हो upcoming youth से before appearing the entrances, if you can add, and then we can conclude. So we will be starting with Riya. Before concluding, if you want to add, Guru Mantra कह लो वापस से एक बार, या if we can say one small tip before exams.
Yeah, I already said it, that don't take a lot of stress. That is the first thing, because I usually used to take a lot of stress ki oh ye nahi ho pa raha hai, wo nahi ho pa raha hai. But be chill about things, try to enjoy them and sketch every day. Whenever you have your mock exams, give them, be consistent with your work and time management. Yes.
Okay. Srinivas.
Stay chill and all this.
Okay. Then Shiva.
I've said this before and say it again. Up till a certain extent, design exams are elaborate lucky draws, I would say, because I was not sure whether I'm going to get in or not, and the result was pretty mind-blowing for me also. I distinctly remember viewing the result and being frozen for like 3 minutes. I was like, this page is wrong. This is not reloading right. So knowing that, just work as hard as you can. Just keep practicing, keep doing the mock test, keep live sketching, and hope for the best. Don't stress too much, as Riya said, and don't give up. Just keep practicing. Things will happen in your favor. Things will work out.
Of course, because like we are on the verge of having the entrance examination dates, like the dates are already launched. right? So students, what we believe is you don't have to stop practicing and always believe in you. And what has been taught here from BRDS is good to go. Just believe in yourself. So yeah, now we will be concluding this session. Thank you everyone for joining this session, and hope this interactive session was helpful, and of course it was useful for everyone. So thank you everyone, and thank you to the toppers for joining the session and helping the aspirants to pursue with the entrance examinations. Thank you everyone. Thank you.